Hey Cancers, I'm Drea with Abundant Life Divination, and this reading is going to be all about self-love, how you honor yourself, how you take care of yourself, eliminating those things that don't serve you. So let's jump right on in and start by pulling a couple of oracle cards to see what energy is surrounding this reading for you. And the first one that we have out for you is discernment. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. Let's grab another oracle card, see what other energies are surrounding you for this reading. We're not going to take all of those, but the one that flipped over, we have love. Okay, so this is good. Self-love reading, got love coming up and discernment. So what it feels like for my Cancer collective is that you are now sort of figuring out how to separate things that are good for you, things that are not good for you. Like that's sort of at the core of the energy that's surrounding you right now, that you are really starting to focus on yourself and doing those things that you know are for your greatest good, whether that's the people that are around you, doing things that you enjoy, doing things that nurture your spirit. You are learning, or you have learned lessons that allow you to act in your own best interest and to put you on a path that creates greater love and respect for yourself, and eliminating those things that do not sort of contribute to that cause. So, how you're seeing yourself right now in your self-love journey, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. And this is awesome because the Five of Wands is, when it's upright, is about conflict, right? It's a little bit of a fighting energy. It's quite defensive. And so you are coming out of that. With this being in reverse, it's like you know when to pick and choose your battles. You're not in a space of saying, okay, well, it's like me against the world. No, it's not you against the world. It might be you against a couple of other people, but you're getting to the point where it's like, you know what? I just don't even need to have those people around. So you're getting out of this sort of fighting defensive mode and figuring out how you create an environment of peace around yourself. We also have that clarified by the Knave of Pentacles or the Page of Pentacles in traditional tarot. Now, this is something that sort of invites more stability and abundance into your life. So it really feels as though you're taking this energy that you may have previously been using to sort of push back against other people, and you're bringing that back into yourself to do things that make you whole, that, you know, that things that make you happy, things that make you fall in love with life again. So this sort of feeling of chaos and conflict that may have been around you for a little while, you're coming out of that. Now, why you haven't really prioritized yourself up until this point, we have the Eight of Chalices. So this card is about walking away from something towards something else. And it feels like previously you were not necessarily walking away from people, places, things, situations that were not for your greatest good, that you were hanging around just a little bit too long, you know, and allowing those things to take your energy, to sort of take your happiness. We also have strength. And it almost feels as though you thought that being in this sort of position to fight for things that didn't serve you made you a stronger person, or it showed that you were tough enough to kind of overcome things, as opposed to utilizing that strength to walk away. And so the difference there is that, you know, the first situation where you're sort of using your strength to push through, it wasn't really doing anything for you except draining your energy. And sometimes it takes a lot more strength to walk away from things and to forge a new path for yourself than it does to stick around and keep fighting for things that are not necessarily good for you. Now, showing yourself that you are worthy, we have the Queen of Wands. This is a very fiery energy. It's a very feminine energy, right? And feminine energy is all about nurturing yourself, pouring back into yourself. But with the wands, there's a spark of excitement. There's a newness that's associated with this. There's a passion for life that this Queen of Wands has. And so showing yourself that you are worthy of all of the good things in life means rediscovering your inner spark and letting that sort of shine to the world. And with the Three of Wands, to clarify, this is expecting good things to come in. So you putting your excitement out into the universe is going to help bring that excitement and good things back into you. So I feel like your worthiness right now is really dependent on you understanding that there is a big, beautiful, vast world that is sort of waiting to come towards you. But it's going to also take you refocusing your energy and where you put it back towards yourself. And with the discernment card that came out for the overall energy that's surrounding you, it's going to require you recognizing what's good for you and what's not great for you, and not being afraid to walk away from those things that are not contributing to you living a more positive and abundant life. Now, how you can show up more authentically in your own life, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So the Eight of Swords, when it's upright, is really about someone being trapped, but not really. It's someone who sort of stays stuck in the place that they are because they don't recognize that there's an opening that they can sort of move through to get out of this stagnant energy. That's where your discernment comes in. You don't have to stay stuck in any particular situation. You don't necessarily have to fight your way through it. Sometimes you can literally just walk away into a calmer place. And we have two more cards that came out for you. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and we also have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, your showing up more authentically is going to require you again to let go. The Four of Pentacles, when it's upright, is all about somebody who's sort of holding back, right? They're keeping their pinnacle close to themselves. And I think in your situation that, for my Cancers out there, there's, a sense of you sort of holding back how you feel, sort of holding back from taking chances that, may serve you more in the long term than the situations that you're in right now. And there's this sense of just being able to let go and say, you know what? Okay, this is not for me. This is not helping me in my life. This is not benefiting me in any sort of way. It's time for me to let go. Like, I'm giving up the ghost on this one. And with the Knight of Pentacles, that's inviting stability into your life. It's a process because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the tarot deck. But when they come in, it's very intentional. And it really starts creating that foundation for stability that I think that you are looking for when it comes to sort of having peace in your life and not having conflict with others. Something that you might think about letting go of. Let's pull a card for that. Let's pull a card for my Cancers. What are you letting go of? We have the Magician in reverse. So it almost feels as though you have this sense of being ill-equipped to navigate through life without these people, places, situations that have been draining your energy. And it feels like Spirit wants you to know you have everything you need. You have so many gifts. You have all of these tools in your back pocket, but you have to make the choice to utilize them and to utilize them wisely. Again, going back to this discernment, developing that skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion, being able to tell yourself that, you know what? Yeah, I got everything I need inside of myself. I don't need this chaos and this drama from other people around me. I'm good with what I have because what I have is everything. So letting go of that that feeling that you're ill-equipped is going to serve you better in the long run than how you've been operating up until this point. We have that clarified by the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So the Two of Pentacles in reverse is really about balance. And so I think that in this process, you're going to feel a little bit topsy-turvy, and that's okay. This is something that, you're going to have to let go of the feeling of being stuck where you are, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable. And that's, what I've noticed about, a lot of the readings that I've been doing for self-love is that there's very much an element of being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So letting go of this need for balance, letting go of this need for, to sort of keep everybody happy and sort of engaging and, fighting for people to show that you care. I don't necessarily think that that's, the sort of best approach for you right now. It feels like you've been through a pretty tumultuous time, like where things just feel so incredibly unsettled. And I think it's time for you to step out of that energy. You have the ability to do it. It almost feels as though you've just been doubting yourself a little bit. Like, am I making the right choice? Is this the right path that I'm supposed to be on right now? Maybe I should keep fighting for what I've been fighting for so long. I think for my Cancers out there, it's time for you to let some of those things go. Now, something that you need to acknowledge, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So the Ace of Pentacles is really about new beginnings, especially when it comes to stability or, things that are in the material realm in this life. And so the acknowledgement comes that, things are going to feel a little bit off for a while until you really learn to trust yourself and sort of embrace your intuition and the gifts that you do have. Cancers, I feel for you right now because the feeling that I'm getting is so uncertain. It feels so unsettled right now. But look at what comes behind the Four of Wands. This is the gateway card, 1111, stability, foundation, happily ever after. So once you get through this period of uncertainty and doubt and you start trusting yourself more, trusting your intuition, using your discernment, using all of the gifts that you have, you're going to open up a gateway into a much, much more stable, more calm place in your life. It's a matter of timing, but there's going to be a little bit of a rough patch that you go through before you get to that point where you're able to sort of stand firmly on your own 2 feet and being able to have that full faith in yourself. Spirit has a message for you, and it's the Two of Wands. This is about making a decision, right? This is sort of my crossroads card. So what is it that you truly want out of life, Cancer? This is something that you need to think about. Do you want to stay in this place where you're fighting for people, places, things, situations that may not give you a good return on that investment of time and energy? Or are you willing to walk for a little bit in discomfort to get to your happily ever after? I think Spirit wants you to do a little bit of soul searching for that. And it might require you to leave some people behind with the Three of Chalices in reverse. So this card is ordinarily about friendships. It's about celebration. So not going to lie to you, Cancers, it feels like the road ahead might be a little bit bumpy for you, only because you're making a shift in how you operate, in how you view other people, how you approach other people, how you deal with other people in your life. Now, you could keep things status quo, and I think for the most part, you'll be okay, but you're not going to necessarily be experiencing life to the fullest. You're not going to be able to sort of ignite that spark that brings you to this new way of living, to this happily ever after. It might require you leaving some people behind. Everybody cannot come with you on your journey, but that's going to be something that you have to decide what's best for you. It's using your discernment and loving yourself more than you love the people around you. I know that's a bit of a challenge, but that's what I'm seeing for you. Ultimately, I think that you're going to be okay either way, but making that choice to leave things behind is what's going to take you to that ultimate place of self-love and fulfillment. So that's what I have for my Cancer Collective. Subscribe if you enjoyed the message, and I will see you in the next one.